Things have changed as authors to sort of have to build a brand and how you're putting yourself out there and thinking about marketing yourself as a brand.
I think for me, it's about reader trust. You know, as a big reader myself, I know those authors that I go to. It's those auto-buy authors that I go to time and again because I know they're going to deliver. And so it's thinking about how I do that for myself as an author, kind of make sure that readers know they're going to have an experience with one of my books that they really want to immerse themselves in.
Can you talk about how brands can think about working with authors and publishers?
They give context, they give a sense of setting, you know, it's about that world building. If I really want to transport the reader there, I want to make the world tangible for them. And often that's like describing the Aston Martin on the drive or the drinks that people are having at the bar, what they're wearing. I think it can also be, for me, such a useful shortcut to character. The brand choices that a character makes. It would be really fun to explore ways of working with brands that would help to sort of tell the story of the book and the brand, and perhaps me as an author.
Tell us about the new novel that you've written.
So it's called Murder at the Grand Alpine Hotel. It's set in the 1950s, so think kind of all that 50s glamour, this sort of alpine setting, a touch of Wes Anderson, I would say, but also Miss Marple, who's such a fun character. You know, she's an older woman who uses her invisibility as her superpower to solve the crime.
You're heading to Claridge's for a book event. Can you talk about the importance of the book tour and having these events to connect with your audiences?
Absolutely. So we chose Claridge's because it felt like a way to sort of really get that sort of the glamour and I suppose heritage element of both the story and of the Christie of it all into this event. Yeah, I mean, it's a huge way for me to connect with readers, to kind of tell the story of the book around the book, if you know what I mean.
You talked about being a part of Reese Witherspoon's book club. Can you talk about the importance of book clubs and how that came about and the importance of book clubs to connecting with readers?
Again, I mean, I think the importance of book clubs generally is, again, it's about trust. You know, it's if you trust someone's taste and you follow that person, you're probably going to be prepared to read outside your usual genre. You'll be prepared to kind of follow them in a different direction. And you know you're going to get sort of quality product. So I sort of follow certain book clubs, especially Reese's, but also people like Dua Lipa. She's always got really interesting recommendations. I think it's that thing of if you know someone's taste, you know that you're going to go there with them. But it's also, I think, about being part of a community, which feels more and more important in this like very global but also slightly fractured world. You know, it's nice to feel part of something. The Reese Witherspoon pick was huge for my books. It introduced my dark British books to the US, really, and sort of the rest is history. I think the US is now by far my biggest market. The UK is a big market for me, but the US is also now big.
And you're attracting younger readers as well as part of that.
Yeah, that was really interesting. We did some, I think it was UTA, but also the publishers did some kind of work in terms of my readership to look at who was actually buying the books. And it skews, I think, more that 25 to 35 age range.
What are the plans for the marketing for the rollout of this particular book?
I mean, watch this space. It's all really early days, but we'll start with this thing of kind of getting media awareness of it, this lunch. Then we're going to put together a really fun tour, and I would like to do sort of book events outside the ordinary, sort of getting to people that wouldn't necessarily turn up at a Waterstones. Those events are really important as well. Absolutely love Waterstones, love independent bookshops. But, you know, what if we can do a book event in a clothing store or a bar or a hotel? I think any way in which we can sort of reach a wider group of people, but also bring the world of the book to life, I think, in that.